Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we started with the topic named as spherical lenses. In that two lenses, we studied about the one concave lens and as well as we seen about the concave lens, convex lens as well as concave lens. Whereas concave lens is nothing but which is bulged inside, which is made by the spherical shapes, which made from the spherical shapes, and it is a transparent medium where the refraction of the light is going to occur. In the same manner, convex lens is nothing but which is bulged outside, and the thickness of the middle of that convex lens will be more, but in case of concave lens it will be less. In the last class we seen those things, we discussed about those things. In today's class we are going to see about the different terms which are going to come in the case of concave lens and as well as in case of convex lens. If you remember the previous class while discussing about the mirror topics, we discussed about the different terms which are going to come in the mirrors. That is nothing but we discussed about the pole. Pole is nothing but the center of the mirror. We discussed about the principal focus. That is nothing but the distance. And that is nothing but when the light ray which is coming from parallel to the principal axis are going to merge at that point. That is nothing but it is the principal focus. Right? In case of convex mirror, it is tends to they are diverging from that point. That is nothing but principal focus. In case of concave mirror, they are converging at a point. That point is nothing but the principal focus. As well as we discussed about the center of curvature, that is nothing but the point from where we are going to draw that curved surface. We are going to make the curved surface. The distance between that center of curvature to that of the pole of the mirror is nothing but it is the radius of curvature, and exactly half of that radius of curvature will be the focal length of that mirror. In the same manner, we discussed about the imaginary line where we are going to take for the reference point. That imaginary line is nothing but the principal axis, which is going to pass from the center of curvature, principal focus as well as on the pole of the mirror. In the same manner, we have the terms for the light. That is nothing but for the terms for the spherical lenses. In the same manner, we are going to have the center of the curvature. We are going to have the principal focus. Instead of the pole of the mirror, we are going to have a optic center. Instead of the pole of the mirror is nothing but center of the mirror. In the same manner, center of the lens will be what? It will be optic center. Why optic center? That means in that lens the light is going to travel. For that reason we are going to take it as optical center or optic center. If I take the example of this convex lens, that is not need for drawing these things, and just for reference point I am drawing these lines, dotted lines, so that it will be clear to you that exactly where does the point of that or center of that lens will come. Exactly that will come at this point. Right. This will be nothing but this will be O. If I check, this will be principal focus here, and this will be the center of curvature. The same manner, this will be also F, and this will be also C. This will be C2. This will be F2. This will be C1. This will be F2. F1. In other words, this can be written as 2F1 and this can be written as 2F2. Why 2F1, 2F2? Since center of curvature, that is nothing but radius of curvature is the double of the focal length, so that we can write it as 2F2. The distance between from center of the curvature O to the principal focus is nothing but it will be the focal length. It will be the focal length which is denoted by the small f. In the same manner, the distance between the center of curvature to the optical center is that is nothing but it is radius of curvature, that can be denoted as R. Right? That can be denoted as R. These are the terms which we discussed in the which class for the mirror purpose. Same terms we are going to see in this lens topic also. And this line which is passing through the center of the curvature as well as principal focus is nothing but what? It is the principal axis. It is an imaginary line. So therefore, drawing the ray diagrams you should know all these terms. Center of curvature, principal focus, optic center, in case of mirror, pole of the mirror, principal focus as well as center of curvature on the other side. Right? The same manner, we are always going to keep our objects on the left hand side. We are going to keep our objects on the left hand side the image formation is taking on the right hand side or left hand side, it depends on the type of the lens. So that we are going to discuss about the tips for the drawing the ray diagram. Tips for the drawing for the ray diagram. As well as we are going to do the activities to see the formation of the image by the convex lens. We are going to do the activity in the manner that we done the activity for the formation of the image in case of concave mirror. In the same manner, we are going to do the activities for the formation of the image by the convex lens, so that it is going to produce the real image. So that these are the points you should remember. It is already discussed in the mirror topic. Extra point is nothing but that is optic center. You should remember. In case of the mirror, it will be pole. In case of this, it will be optic center. And this thing, the whole thing is known as aperture. From this point to this point, this whole thing is known as aperture. Right. So that one by one we are going to see those tips. That is nothing but tips to draw the ray diagram, so that we can find the position of an image. So that we are going to take the examples. Tips for drawing the ray diagram. Tips for drawing the ray diagram. One by one we are going to see. We are going to see either both of them, that is convex lens as well as concave lens, and we have to see from where does the light ray on refraction is going to pass. So that one side I am going to draw a convex lens and this will be a concave lens. Convex lens which is thicker at the middle, convex lens convex lens which is thicker at the middle, convex lens which is thinner at the middle. Let this be the center of this mirror lens, and this will be the center of this lens, that is convex lens, and this will be the O, this will be the F1, this will be the C1, this will be the F2, this will be the C2. In the same manner, this will be the F1, this will be the C1, this will be the F2, this will be the C2, and this is the O of that mirror. Now, we are going to take a light ray, tips for the drawing the ray diagram. So that we require how many rays? We require 2 rays for the formation of the image. If you remember the previous classes, by the two rays of the light, if the 2 light rays are converging at a point, then there is a going to formation of the image. So then we are going to see the different light rays which are going or which are traveling parallel to the principal axis, or which are traveling to the passing through the optic center. What will happen after the refraction? We have to see those things. We have to check all the 4 cases of the light rays which are going to travel in these lenses. So the first case is light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis. In the first case, we are going to see that light ray which is traveling to the principal axis. What happens to that light ray when it refracts from a convex mirror, as well as we have to see when it refracts from a concave mirror? So then take the light ray which is parallel to the principal axis, which is traveling parallel to the principal axis. What will happen if you apply the laws of refraction? When you check for here, when apply the laws of refraction, this will be the normal in this direction. This will be the normal. If you remember the previous classes, the light ray which is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium always travels or always bend towards the normal. When you check this thing, this will be the normal. So that this light ray is going to bend towards the normal. For that reason, together I am going to show that it is bending from the exactly mid from the lens. It actually started from this point for the purpose of the good ray diagram. We are going to show that it is from this. Right? It is going to bend towards normal. That means it is going to come downward direction. In the same manner, if it is coming in downward direction, when you take this like this, it is coming downward direction. Again, when I apply the laws of refraction at this point, when I draw a tangent and apply the laws of refraction here, the normal will be like this. Normal will be like this. When you take that normal, this normal, the light rays which is coming from the denser medium to the rarer medium, which is coming from the denser medium to the rarer medium, is going to refract away from the normal. It is going to refract away from the normal, so that light is going to travel in this direction. Light is going to travel in this direction. That is nothing but in a convex lens, the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis, on refraction it is going to travel, or it is going to pass through the principal focus on the other side. It is going to pass through the principal focus on the other side. That is nothing but the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis, on refraction is going to travel. On refraction is going to travel on the principal focus on the other side. On the other side. Right. In the same manner, when you take the light ray, for the concave lens, the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis like this, you have to show the arrow north, so that we should show the direction of the light ray which is traveling. Now if it is traveling like this, what will happen when I again draw the tangent here? Again draw a normal here. Normal will be like this. What will happen? This light ray is going to bend towards the normal. If the normal is in upward direction, the light ray is going to travel in this direction only. Light ray is going to travel in this direction only. That is nothing but when I draw a tangent here, it is going to upward direction. Again when I draw a tangent here, again when I draw a normal here, tangent and normal, so that the light ray which is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium is going to away from the normal. That's why it is going in the upward direction. That's why it is going in the upward direction. And when you check the light ray, it is diverging from the principal focus. The light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis on refraction, in case of concave lens, it tends to that it is diverging from the principal focus. It just tends to that it is diverging from the principal focus which is present in this side. In case of this, the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis on refraction, it is going to pass through the principal focus on the other side of the lens. So there you write those points. Remember those points. Write those points are nothing but on refraction. On refraction in which case? In case of convex lens, on refraction, refracted ray. On refraction, refracted ray passes through the what? Principal focus. Refracted ray passes through the principal focus. Principal focus on the other side. Principal focus on the other side. This light ray is going to travel from principal focus on the other side. In the same manner, in case of concave lens, the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis on refraction, the refracted ray tends to diverge from a point. That is nothing but principal focus. That is nothing but capital F. That is nothing but the principal focus. You should remember those things. When you are trying to draw a ray diagram, we have to take at least 2 rays, so that first ray should be that it is traveling to the parallel to the principal axis. What will happen to that after the refraction? You should remember it will going to bend towards the normal and it is going to pass through the principal focus. In case of convex lens, it tends to diverge from the principal focus in case of concave lens. This is the first thing. Second thing we are going to take is the light ray which is traveling which is passing through the principal focus, which is passing through the principal focus. Let the in the second case, light ray which is passing through the principal focus, which is passing through the principal focus, which is passing through the principal focus. What will happen to the light ray when the light ray is passing through the principal focus in case of convex lens as well as in case of concave lens? Again we have to draw the convex lens. Same thing. O, F, C, F, C. The same way we have to draw the concave lens also. This will be the P. Sorry, this will be the O, F, C, F1, F2, C2, F1, C1, F2, C2, F1, C1. So that we have to see that light ray which is traveling, passing through the principal focus, what will happen after the refraction. So that any light ray which is coming and passing through the principal focus, on refraction from the convex lens is going to travel, on refraction it is going to travel parallel to the principal, it is going to travel parallel to the principal axis. The light ray which is passing through the principal focus in case of convex lens, on the refraction it is going to travel parallel to the principal axis. Please write down those points. It is not possible to everything to write down on board. I am just explaining which is it is present in your textbook as well as it is present in the notes, so write down those things. I am just going to explain those things. That is nothing but the light ray which is passing through the principal focus in case of convex lens. After the refraction, it is going to travel parallel to the principal axis. It is in case of convex lens. In case of concave lens, the light ray, we have to take this point, the light ray which is also going to travel, which is going to passing through the principal focus on the other side. Right? On the other side, this side, it tends to pass through this principal focus. What is happening to that light ray? On the refraction, it is also going to travel parallel to the principal axis. It is also going to travel parallel to the principal axis like this. In both the cases, in this case, the light ray which is traveling passing through the principal focus, on the refraction, it is going to travel parallel to the principal axis in case of convex lens. In case of concave lens, the light ray which is traveling, passing through the principal focus in the other side, on the refraction it is going to travel parallel to the principal axis. This is the second case. Now next, third case we are going to discuss here the light ray which is traveling. Now in the next case we are going to see the light ray which is passing through the center of that lens, that is nothing but optical center. We are going to see that thing. We have discussed about the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis, the light ray which is passing through the principal focus in the second case. In the third case, we are going to see that the light ray which is traveling, light ray which is passing through the O, which is passing through the O. That is nothing but optic center of that lens. What will happen to the light ray which is passing through the O? So that again we have to draw the lens. This will be the principal axis, optic center, F1, C1, F2, and this will be the C2. In the same manner, we have to take a concave lens, and you have to draw these things. This will be O, and this will be F1, and this will be C1, this will be F2, and this will be the C2, right? The light ray which is traveling to the passing through the principal or optic center, that is nothing but the light ray which is passing through the optic center. It looks like this, it is going like this. Why it is going like this? When you draw the normal ear, when you draw a normal ear as well as normal ear, the normal and the incident ray both are coinciding. Both are coinciding, that is nothing but angle of incidence will be equal to 0. That is nothing but angle of incidence is equal to 0. If the angle of incidence is equal to 0, there is no refraction is going to occur. There is no refraction is going to occur. The same way, if you take a pencil, if you put that pencil in a container of water in inclined angle, it is going to show refraction. If you take the same pencil and put directly into it, perpendicular to the surface of the water, there wouldn't be any changes. There wouldn't be any changes, and the pencil looks like exactly same as it is. So then, at any 0 degrees, at the angle of incidence is equal to 0 degree, the amount of refraction will be 0. It will be equal to 0. For that reason, the light ray which is traveling, which is passing through the optical center of a lens, it is going to show 0 refraction. For that reason, the light which is traveling through the optic center doesn't changes its path. That means it is going to travel in the straight direction only. It is going to travel in the straight direction only. In the same manner, when you take the light in case of concave lens also, again the same condition is going to be applicable. That is nothing but it is not going to change its direction, and it is going to directly pass through the optical center, and it will remain in the same direction and same path only. So that these are the 3 ray diagrams or 3 tips for the drawing the ray diagrams. You should remember those things. First thing is nothing but when the light ray which is traveling through parallel to the principal axis in a case of convex lens, on the refraction it is going to pass through the principal focus. In the second case, that is nothing but in case of concave lens, the same light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis, on refraction it diverges from the lens. That is nothing but it tends to diverge from the point. That point is nothing but the principal focus. Right? In the second condition, the light ray which is passing through the principal focus only in case of convex lens, the light ray which is passing through the principal focus, on the refraction from the lens, it travels parallel to the principal axis. In the same manner, in case of second case of that is nothing but concave lens, the light ray which is traveling passing through the principal focus on the another side of that lens, after the refraction it travels parallel to the principal axis in the upward direction, upward portion. In this case, it is in the downward portion. In the third case, the light ray which is traveling or passing through the optic center of both the lenses, it doesn't going to change its direction, or it doesn't going to change its path due to the 0 refraction. There will be no refraction when the light ray which is traveling through the optic center. In the another manner, we can say that the light ray which is inclined at 0 degree only, which is inclining with an angle of incidence equal to 0 degree, at that moment the refraction amount will be 0. That is nothing but any light ray which is traveling perpendicular to the surface, at that moment the light ray is not going to change its direction, or it is not going to change its path. That is nothing but there will be no bending and there will be no refraction. These are the things you should follow for the drawing the ray diagram, which we are going to discuss in the next class. We are going to draw the 6 ray diagrams for the purpose of the convex lens and 2 ray diagrams for the purpose of the concave lens. In that case, we are going to find out the position of the images when the object is kept at the different position. So that up to that point, you should write down the terms which are coming in this topic. That is nothing but C, F, O, as well as U, V. If you remember the previous class. In the same manner, in the next class, when I start to draw the ray diagram, please draw those ray diagrams accurately using compass, scale, as well as pen pencil. It is useful for you for the solution of the numerical problem while solving the numerical problem. And in your book, you should draw those neatly. For them, you are going to get good marks. So that in the next class, we are going to discuss about the ray diagrams up to that point. See you. Take care. Thank you.